Alright guys, so come on here while I'm loading up the mads here at the range. Talk about something that's a very divisive topic in the law enforcement world, but it's also an important one. So what is it about, god damn it, there goes my targets, 1 second. Alrighty, a little bit of a breeze out here. So what is it that determines whether or not a cop is, I guess, competent or ready enough to perform their duties at a high level in like a high stress environment? So think active shooter, just a general shooting, hostage rescue, you arrive at a call, kind of like the BWC I did a couple videos back where they arrived at that apartment and there's a fight inside, shot was fired, all that stuff. So like what makes a cop ready? Now, I don't necessarily have the answer. I have some things that I think contribute to how ready you are, how prepared you are. This being one of them. You need to be getting on the range as frequently as you can and improving your firearm skills. But it's a lot deeper than that, and it's really not too many people doing research on it. I mean, there is, but it's all very situational and just not like, I don't know, I haven't really seen anything, any studies or anything that help really try to determine it, outside of situational based studies. But so firearm skills plays a part, fitness plays a part. I don't think you need to be a CrossFit world champion to effectively do your job. I'm not any sort of specimen of physical performance myself, but I can get the job done. If one of my buddies goes down, I know I can move them. Somebody runs, I can chase after them, So, like, what is it, right? I think, like I said, it's very, very deep topic, but I think on a surface level, it comes down to, like, what are you doing the job for? Like, everybody has their reason for becoming a cop and wanting to serve and protect. Everybody likes that idea of serving and protecting and the sort of moral high grounds that some people seem to think they're put on because they do it. I don't think that's really true at all. At the end of the day, this is a job. It's not anything special. So, what are you doing the job for? Why are you actually here? Are you here because it looks cool and you can get a bunch of discounts and, wear a bunch of cool gear and do all the quote-unquote cool things, but then when it's time to actually do those cool things in real life, you aren't ready for them? I don't know. That's a question you're going to have to answer yourself. Or are you here because you actually, genuinely want to serve and protect, and you are willing to take a bullet, be severely injured, and or lose your life for somebody who you've probably never met, will never meet again, somebody that is just going through one of their worst days of their life, and so you have to go and try to fix it. So with that being said, I think it kind of starts to come down to recruiting and that whole process. It's different at every department. The process that you have to go through, what they look for, what will qualify you, what will disqualify you. Generally, I think they do a pretty good job, but there are some weak links that slip through. It's very apparent if you've ever worked in a large city or large jurisdiction with, hundreds, if not thousands of officers that are a part of the department. So yeah, weak links will slip through. It's kind of inevitable. I don't really know if there's any specific way to fix that, but, everybody kind of knows when somebody is just not competent. And I've had experiences with these people, and it's not something like I can sit there and try to counsel them, and I have. And at the end of the day, it's everybody's personal decision how they go about doing this job. You can go 20, 30 years doing this job. You can never get into a shooting, never do anything really special, and you'll get the same retirement as somebody who does go out there and try. And I think that's kind of what, the biggest factor is it's like the personal decision of each individual officer to go out there and really try to actually serve and protect and do what, you're supposed to do. Not saying people who like to take it easy or they don't care or anything like that. Like, that's not what I'm saying. It's just like there's no incentive, and I've had conversations with people about this. Like, there's no incentive to go out there and try to exceed the expectation of like what we are as cops. And so if we can figure out how to fix that and provide some form of incentive for people to actually do their jobs effectively and train and acquire the skill sets that they're going to need, then I think that'll put us on the right direction. Otherwise, I mean, kind of like the last thing I'll talk about is just like how are you preparing in your everyday life? Not really like fitness and shooting. Like, I'm not talking about that. Like, I've already kind of established that. I'm more so talking about the mental side of it. So I think having a work-life balance is super important. Not taking your work home with you and not taking your home to work with you. It's inevitable sometimes in some situations. You're just, something happened at home, really pissed you off, made you sad, whatever. It's gonna come to work, but trying to negate that as much as you can, I think, is important. And then, like, what are you doing at work? Are you, you're on night shift, let's say. Are you sitting in a dark parking lot with 5 other officers who maybe 1 or 2 of them are writing reports from calls they've done, but everybody else is just kind of hanging out, talking BS, and you're doing that for the majority of your shift? Or are you taking every little seconds that you have that you're not writing a report or on a call and going out there and try to, actually find criminals and put them in jail? Because at the end of the day, like, the less proactive policing we have, the more the criminals feel emboldened to just kind of run free and do whatever they want. Like, you need officers, and I think, at least from what I've seen, like, you need more officers who are out there staying visible, stopping cars, and not just stopping any car. Like, I'm not saying just stop every single car you see that commits any sort of traffic violation. It even goes beyond cars, right? Like, you have a gas station that is known for narcotics activity, and there's 5 dudes loitering outside for 20, 30 minutes. Maybe you pass by at 10 p.m. and you take note of who all is out there. You come back an hour later, see who all is out there again, see if there's no trespassing signs, initiate a trespass investigation, and, see what happens, right? Somebody might have warrants, somebody might have dope and a gun, they all might be good, who knows? But you need people that keep the criminals in check, because if you don't keep them in check, they just think they can do whatever they want and get away with it, whatever they want. And then there's the visibility side of it. So it's kind of a hard metric to try to determine, like, how much crime is actually deterred from staying visible. And, maybe it's not a lot, because there was a time, I want to say maybe about a year ago, we were tasked with patrolling around a club hotspot in our city, and there'd been a lot of shootings and a lot of stuff going on at these clubs. And so we were tasked with just trying to stay visible and do traffic stops in that area. And we had driven through this one intersection, and not just 2 minutes after we drove through, a shooting happened. We didn't hear it. We didn't see anything. And we had just gone through there. So it can go either way. But, I think if you stay visible, it helps, at least to some extent. It's not 100% deterrent. because you can't be 100% visible everywhere all the time. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This is a topic I spend a lot of time thinking about because I actually genuinely care about doing my job, and I don't want to see innocent people who are just trying to live their life and make a living, provide for their kids, provide for their family. I don't want to see them get victimized by somebody who just has this lawless nature about them where they don't care about any sort of morality, or they don't care if it's a 70-year-old grandma that they're, just pulled out their retirement money from the bank because they need to go make a purchase, and so they rob them at gunpoint and throw them to the ground. Like, it's fucked up. And like, if you're a cop and you don't want, or you don't feel inclined to try to prevent that, I don't really know what to tell you, or the community, or the victims that you're going to serve, because at the end of the day, like, it's a public service position. Like, we're not here for ourselves. We're not here for the government. We're here for the public. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Kind of a rambly video. Sorry about that. Really, the point of it's just to start a conversation, get people thinking, and we can go from there. I can follow up in a couple months with another video based on the comments and see what people are saying, answer some questions, stuff like that. So with all the rambling out of the way, guys, thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.